I'm a little late, but it's a new year and it's still January, so I can still bring this up. With the new year comes a brand new anime. We have winter 2022 anime, but also we have lots of new original anime coming out, and I myself being a huge proponent and cheerleader for original anime, I can tell from this video over here, want more people to watch original anime because original anime tends to be some of the greatest anime of all time. I went through and searched for all the new anime that was coming out, and I looked through to see if there's any good original series to look forward to, and there definitely is. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to recommend a few for you to look out for. Hey anime friends, welcome back. My name is Phoenix, and as always, don't forget to grab your cup because it's time to spill the anime tea. First off, let me preface this by saying that Netflix is bringing a lot of original anime to the table. Netflix is also just bringing a lot of anime in general, which I'm also here for. The first one that I'm looking out for and that you should look out for too is Orbital Children, which is a 2-episode Netflix miniseries. The tagline for the series is "You Can't Escape the Future," and the synopsis is a near-future dystopian set in a space hotel for orphan children. It has a mix of adorable AIs, references to internet culture, and impending doom as a comet is set to destroy the space hotel and Earth. So you got a little bit of happiness and you have a little bit of impending death and destruction. That's exactly what I like in my anime. The team behind this new original anime series, Mitsuo Iso, who is the creator and director for the series. He is an animator who has worked on other series like Neon Genesis Evangelion, the 1995 version of course, Cowboy Bebop, and Ghost in the Shell, as well as Kill Bill and Gundam. He's also created another original work back in 2007 known as Den-no Coil, which kind of follows a similar theme with like this kind of futuristic setting with young children in this kind of dire situation. So he's bringing it back up with Orbital Children. Another notable name that is going to be part of the series is Kenichi Yoshida, who is a character designer. He's worked on Eureka 7, which if you know anything about me, I love Eureka 7 and I love his character design. So I love this person, therefore. He's also worked on Attack on Titan, Cowboy Bebop, and Whisper of the Heart in the animation side. There's also Toshiyuki Inoue, who is the main animator for Orbital Children. He's joining Iso Sensei because they both worked on Den-no Coil back in 2007. Inoue also has worked on Ghost in the Shell, Paprika, and Akira. So each of the people that I have mentioned have worked on some really notable animated series, some of which were original and were really good. So I have a lot of hope for this, and I love children in peril. Because, anime with children in peril tends to be really good. Plus, on top of that, it's dystopian and sci-fi, and these kids are in space, with shows like Vivi breaking through the mold, standing out. It's exciting to see more series that kind of focus on this, path to the future. And if stuff like this is going to exist in 10 years, it's going to be a wild ride for sure. I hope it's not like any of these anime, because they always end terribly. So if you're looking forward to children dying in space, wow, that's terrible. If you're looking forward to children in space fighting comets and robots and AI, look out for Orbital Children. The first episode will premiere on Netflix on January 28th. Next up is yet again another Netflix original. This time it's a movie. This one's called Drifting Home. The tagline for Drifting Home is "A summer's farewell journey has begun." It follows two junior high school friends playing in a soon-to-be demolished apartment building and suddenly finding themselves in the building floating away on a massive ocean. The team behind this story is Studio Colorido. You may have heard of them because they've also created Penguin Highway and A Whisker Away. I've seen A Whisker Away. I have not seen Penguin Highway, even though I love penguins, and I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. It's available on Tubi for free to watch, so I need to get on that. But A Whisker Away I have seen, and I thought it was a really cute coming-of-age story. The director for this movie is Hiroyasu Ishida, who has also directed Penguin Highway. So I'm excited. It looks very cute. I like, coming of age cute stories with kids. It doesn't look like they're going to be in too much peril, unlike the Orbital Children one, which might end very badly. This one has a little bit more hope in it, but it seems like a really mystical, whimsical adventure with these kids trying to go home after being swept out into the ocean. Plus, I have to say, I really love the aesthetic of this giant apartment building that's floating on the ocean, and it looks so cool. Only in anime can you put an apartment building on the ocean and make it look amazing. Like I said, A Whisker Away and I believe Penguin Highway both kind of talk about just this pivotal moments in young children's lives where they're changing and growing up and coming of age. So I'm expecting that same theme to be at the center of this film as well. And this is set to premiere on Netflix sometime in 2022. They haven't dropped a release date yet as of recording this, but look out for it. Next up is yet another movie, because a lot of original anime tends to be movies. Luckily, a lot of these movies you can find on Netflix or other places, but this one I'm a little concerned about because it doesn't have a place where it's going to premiere yet, but I'm really interested in it. So this one's called The Eternal 831, or also known as, in Japanese, Eien no 831. The tagline for it is, "Who moved the time that had stopped?" It follows a boy who has the power to stop time, and he finds another girl who has the same ability, but he finds out that the girl is being framed for a crime that she didn't commit, and he tries to help her. The team behind this one is actually pretty big. The director of the series is Kenji Kamiyama. His previous works include directing the Ghost in the Shell standalone series, which is very highly rated. He's also directed Eden of the East, which I've seen and I did enjoy back in the day, and Orbital, which I've also seen and enjoyed. He's also recently co-directed Blade Runner Black Lotus. So he's busy. He's a busy man. Go Shiina, who is a music composer, co-composed the music for the Demon Slayer OST. And that's what he's most known for. So I'm looking forward to what he has to offer in terms of musical production in this movie. Unfortunately, there's not much information about this film yet. Basically, I'm just kind of going off of the visuals that I've seen, which is there's 2 different visuals and the little bit of information that Anime News Network and My Anime List has about it. I'm still interested. I hope we get to see it. The premiere date for it is January 30th, 2022, and I hope someone picks it up. Something else that I'm really excited for you guys to get into is clicking this like button below this video if you're enjoying it so far. Recommend these videos to other people who like hearing about recommendations and who you want to also watch more original anime series. Feel free to also share this with your friends if you think they're gonna like it as well. Okay, but seriously, let's get into the actual one that I'm really the most excited about on this list. I'm super excited for this. And I'm sure a lot of other people are, because the last time I looked at the trailer for this video, it had almost 2 million views. I'm sure it has way more than that now. But let's talk about Bubble, the movie on Netflix that is coming out pretty soon. The tagline for this movie is, "Gravity is broken, leap as you like," which is probably the coolest tagline of any on this list. After a catastrophic event that separated Tokyo from the rest of the world and altered the gravity of it, a group of parkour teens battle in the city. But one of the boys accidentally falls back into regular gravity and gets saved by a girl with mysterious powers. Doesn't that sound so cool? Just the fact that there's parkour in there and there's no gravity and they're just leaping around in a giant Tokyo bubble. I'm sold. The team for this movie is 5 stars. They literally brought every amazing director, writer, composer to work on the series. I'm only going to highlight a few. But the director for the Bubble movie is Tetsuro Araki, who has worked on Attack on Titan Season 1 and Death Note. There's also screenwriter Gen Urobuchi, who you should be familiar with as Gen the Butcher, because if you have watched Puella Magi Madoka Magica, then you are familiar with his work and how crazy and insane it can get. But just from him being involved in the writing process for this movie, I'm prepared for bad things to happen. Literally one of my favorite music composers in anime of all time, Hiroyuki Sawano. For Studio Trigger, he's done the soundtrack for Kill la Kill and also for the movie Promare. But he's also done music for Gundam Unicorn and Attack on Titan. And of course, on top of that, the studio behind this movie is Wit Studio. You should be familiar with Wit Studio if you love Attack on Titan, because they produced the first 3 seasons of the show. They're also known for some of their own original works, including Great Pretender, Vivi, which just came out not too long ago, which I was just talking about earlier, and lots of other great shows. Like I said earlier, I'm the most excited for this film. I'm so hyped. There's nature, there's space, and there's bubbles, and there's this whole aesthetic of the world flipping around and buildings turning, having trees and greenery on them. And on top of that, the production and team behind it is 5 stars. The only thing I'm concerned about is that just because there's a bunch of really notable names for a movie or for a series working on a project doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be good, because what I've learned by looking into lots of different productions and behind the scenes of anime is that what makes a series, especially an original series, good is the fact that a team can work well together. So as long as this team worked well together, then I'm sure that a great story was produced. It's going to premiere April 28th on Netflix. And of course, I get to bring up a recent anime that just premiered for the winter 2022 season, which is Tokyo 24th Ward. The tagline for this is "Guide the Future." In the synopsis for this goes, in the wake of a major incident, 3 friends are tasked with protecting their neighborhood, the 24th ward of Tokyo. From what I've seen of the trailer, and I've watched a part of the first episode, but that thing is 50 minutes long. So I had to take a break in between and come back and watch it. But from what I've seen of it so far, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Psychopaths and Minority Report, with the whole trying to predict crimes and prevent crimes. But on top of that, it just seems like a more superhero type of story with these kids trying to protect their neighborhood, and then in the wake of like a tragedy where they lost one of their friends. So it seems interesting. I like that the main characters, there's like 3 boys and they have really colorful hair. So the character design is fun, and it's very easily to tell which ones are the main characters. So the team behind this anime is Naokatsu Suda, who is the director. He's also worked on series like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And then, of course, behind the scenes is Cloverworks, who is working way too freaking much this year. They have many, many anime that are coming out just this past month alone. But for the whole rest of the year as well, it's just a lot. I hope that their creative team is okay. Again, if you like colorful characters, if you like boys saving the day, you're going to like this series. Premiere date for this, it already came out. It came out at the beginning of January with the rest of the winter 2022 season. So there may be a lot more original works hiding amongst all of the other adaptations that are coming out this year. So make sure to look out for them. I'll probably be making another video season rolls around so that you can look out for more original anime. But in the meantime, if you want more recommendations, please make sure to go check out this playlist down here where I put all my recommendation videos. So you can find more anime that you want to watch. And if you want to learn more about original anime, then go watch this video up here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.